so here's how it's going to work, and everyone gets to pay attention to me now. We are going to take questions in an orderly manner, so people are going to approach through the center aisle here, where Nathan can see you, and everyone can hear you. So people who are sitting on the edge, Nathan can't see you right now, so there are still spaces in the middle. If you want to scooch on in, that'd be great. Otherwise, he won't get to see you, and he'll be sad. So, all right. So we're going to start off by welcoming our special guest, Mr. Nathan Fillion. All right. So before we begin, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into acting? Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
I see a picture of a girl. I don't see you, though.
Oh. Oh, okay. Then you're seeing a picture of Claire. We're gonna
see a little bit of a poster that says star.
You can see the star logo.
Yeah. Give us a second.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Yay!
Okay. All right. And then if you want to make sure that
Are you all in your places with your bright, shiny?
We are.
I'm sort of muted. Okay, I don't know how to get rid of the camera.
Yeah.
All right. So, why don't you start us off by telling us a little bit about yourself and how you got involved?
Hey, I'm Nathan Fillion. I don't know, some of you may know me from Desperate Housewives. Some of you may know me from some of you may know me from Castle. Your mom probably knows me from Castle. I'm gonna bet most of you know me from Firefly, in which I was. Some might say legendary. It's only actually me that says it. I'm trying to get it started. It's a thing. Hasn't caught on yet, but I'm still trying. And a long time ago, my very first gig was a soap opera called One Life to Live, on which I worked with and met and still hang out with JQ's parents. Where's JQ? That's right, that's my boy right there. Now, I've known him since he was a baby, but I've never bathed him or changed his diapers. So you're safe, JQ. No embarrassing stuff. Oops, too late, right? I did it. I said I was going to do it, and I did it. And that's me. And here I am. Now, more about you.
Okay, well, first of all, we are STAR. We're Spacetime Adventures at RIT. We're RIT's sci-fi club. And you are the proud special guest of Starfest 2016.
I haven't seen it.
All right. So we're going to start off. Get questions for you. Please, one more orderly row in the center. Joe here is going to screen your questions and make sure that you don't.
Here, tilt the camera down a little bit for me. Can you do that?
Oh, yeah.
I'm seeing a little feeling. There we go.
Good.
Keep going. Now I see you. Oh, you're a good
Awesome. Cool. All right.
All right. Who was talking? Does someone have a question? What's going on?
Yeah, all right. So, if you have questions, on the line. It seems you're popular.
All right, let's do this. I can do
Okay,
this.
so if I can have everyone be quiet. All right, Sarlo.
Hi, Mike Sarlo. My question is the question that you probably expected. Where is Dr. Horrible to?
So all of us have been rather busy, all the folks that were in Dr. Horrible, but everybody wants to do a new one. Felicia has been very busy with her book. Rainn Wilson, sorry, he's not in it. Neil Patrick Harris has had a couple of TV shows. He's hosted a bunch of things. I've been doing Castle. I can't remember what Josh has been doing, but something cool. And we all want to do it. I think it's just a matter of the timing, just finding time to do it. But we're all in. We're all in like Flint.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike. Well done, Mike. Good job, Mike. I can barely hear you. You're shy.
I'm Tyler Quesnell.
Hi, Tyler.
Very nice to meet you, by the way. I absolutely love your work. I think the first time I ever saw you in anything was pretty much the first episode of The Castle, and immediately fell in love. Awesome stuff. And my question for you is, in Castle, there's a lot of episodes which are kind of silly, as far as how Castle acts, and a lot of ones that are more serious. And I was just wondering whether you prefer the episodes where you get to be silly or the episodes where you get to be really serious.
That's a great question. I think I used to be pretty good at comedy before I started trying to do comedy, and then I actually started trying to do comedy, and I was really bad at comedy. And I realized if you're trying to be funny, it's not going to be very funny. It kind of comes off as desperate, or like you're trying to be clever. But if you just try to be believable, just try to make people believe that you're a guy saying everything that you are saying, that they believe every word is important. So in that way, comedy and drama are no different. So certainly I like to make people laugh, but at the same time, I don't have much of an audience for the job I do. It's just the crew. They've seen a lot of Castle episodes, really, slowly. It takes us 8 days to make one of those things. It's rare that they go, "Hey man, today you made me cry." Sometimes they do it, and it's a neat feeling. It's the applause that my heart desired when I first started becoming an actor. So there's really no difference. I have a lot of satisfaction in both. Both are hard. Both are hard to do. I mean, it's not heavy lifting. Excellent question, Tyler. Way to go, buddy.
I'm seeing myself on camera. So, I know a lot of you knowing you from Firefly and Serenity and all that. I mainly know you from the Halo series and the games you played in that. And I know that the newest one, Halo 5 Guardians, you returned to the role of Buck. My understanding is that was not like the original plan. Like there was originally someone else planning to be in there, but then you ended up getting brought in, and then they redid the ones. So how did you end up kind of returning to that role as Buck? How did that come about?
Oh, I didn't know about them not planning to. What? What did you hear? They didn't.
Okay. So
no, I'm teasing. They called me up. They planned this stuff really, really far in advance. Because the video game consumer nowadays needs something they're going to. They're high class guys. You know what I mean? Video games are not easy to do. You can't just throw it out there and hope it sticks. You got to have a good game, and they planned it a great deal of it in advance. The story was very, very important, and they said, "Hey, we want to bring back Buck." And it was a brand new company. Bungie used to do Halo, and those are the guys I worked with, and this is 343, and they gave me a ringle. I was like, "I'm on board, man. I get to be a Spartan." I was playing the first Halo. I had a double surgery, a double hernia operation. Not pleasant. Halo, I was down for 2 weeks in Halo, man. Saved my life. Ever since. Killed a lot of red guys, though. Killed a lot of red guys and blue guys. In my year. It's my war story. Well done.
Hi Nathan, I'm Haley. I'm a huge Firefly fan. I'm still depressed over the movie and what happened. My heart will never heal, but that's okay. So I have a two-part question. My first part is, what was your favorite episode of Firefly and why? And the second part is, can you sing the Firefly theme song?
Okay, my favorite episode of Firefly was Out of Gas, because we got to see how the rest of the crew kind of came to the crew and how they found the ship and all that kind of stuff. The only thing wrong with that episode was there wasn't enough Shepherd Book.
Yeah.
I like Shepherd Book. I like him a lot. I just thought he did. Anyway, I really dig that guy. What else? The other one is, could I sing the Firefly theme song? As a practice, I never sing in public. 5, 6, 7, 8. Take my love. Take Oh my God, you're a tall one. Look at you. You got a 10 Give me the headroom. Look me in the eye. You guys, when I go to these sci-fi conventions, I sign a bunch of autographs and I take photos with people. Whenever I meet a guy this tall and he's standing beside me, I always crouch down even more and take the picture.
All right. Yeah, question. Given the conclusion of Serenity, I understand this may be difficult, but given funding, is there any chance that we could see a continuation of Firefly or something more happening in the Firefly universe on screen?
Wouldn't that be great? Wouldn't that be amazing? Wouldn't that be the coolest thing in the world? What
Yeah,
if
probably.
What if it sucked? What if? Dang. What if the most wonderful thing you've ever it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. All I want is more. And the next time you get it, you go, oh, it sucked. What if that happened, guys? Careful what you wish for. It's one of those monkey powers. I mean, what am I going to say? You know what's really easy to think about is, I do this anyway. I look at a guy who's in a movie, and he's like the lead guy in the movie, and I go, that guy's in charge. He's probably in charge of the next movie. He's not really the guy in charge. It's never really my call for this kind of stuff, nor do I know really the ins and outs of the businesses. I'm the guy who says the lines and they tell me where to stand and put the clothes on me and stuff. So my responsibilities kind of are down here, whereas making movies and stuff is up there. Would I do it? Yeah, I would. Heck yeah, everybody would. Everybody would. If we had the money and someone said, let's make another movie, we'd say, yeah, why not? Of course we would. We loved it. We loved it. It was a great job.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, brother.
Hi, Nathan. My name is Cooper. And since you said that you were a fan of Halo, and if your role was Buck in the Halo series, are you familiar with Rooster Teeth's Red vs. Blue? And if you are you going to be? Are you ever going to collab with them at all, or for a episode?
I'm familiar with Red vs. Blue. When they first started coming out, I was really enjoying it. I kind of lost my way after a while, but I know they're wonderfully successful, and I know they're gaining fans all the time. They've been around for a long time.
Yeah, it's been a while. So, if they were to ask you to be in an episode to voice a character, would you do it? Say?
If someone was to come up to me and say, would you like to do a fun job at a really fun show about a thing that you think is really fun? Oh, and it's a job, by the way, so it's same time. So yeah, I'd say, yeah, all right, let's do that.
All right.
And I think you should too in the future.
That's good advice. Thank you. Yeah.
If someone wants to pay you to do something that you're really jazzed about and you would do for free, take the money.
All right. Thank you.
You betcha, brother.
Hi there. I have 2 questions.
Okay.
First one is, who's your favorite superhero? If you have one.
Oh, you want to answer right now? Okay.
Yeah.
Despite my love for the X-Men and Spider-Man,
Yes.
despite the Superman versus Batman movie as of late, I think Batman is perhaps one of the coolest guys that ever lived. But like, I would never want to be his friend because he's obviously got something loose. He's a come on, man. The guy dresses up like a bat and fights crime. He's lost it. Does a super good job at it. He's super cool, and he can take on Superman. So, but if I wanted superpowers or something like that, I'd want to be Spider-Man. But I'd have to somehow include the webbing in there because I don't know how to make web shooter.
Good answer, thank you. And my second question is, what job, whether it was an acting job or something else, made you grow the most?
Which one made me grow the most? It's a good question, because you learn something from every job, obviously. Sometimes through success and sometimes through hardship or failure or disappointment. I'm gonna turn the tables on you a little bit and tell you the thing I grew the most from was I was unemployed for an entire year, trying to work like crazy, having an entire body of work behind me that I was really proud of, and not being able to get a job for a year and watching my savings dwindle and paying my rent on credit till I could get my tax returns back so that I could pay off my debt and then move back to New York and get back on the soap opera I was on because they said, we'll always be here if you want to come back. I was ready. I was ready to go because I had nothing. I was down to less than nothing. And that taught me to appreciate work and to save my money and to plan ahead. And I think that was one that made me grow the most. And it taught me about rejection too, which is a harsh lesson, but something to be learned, and you don't take it personal. It's just a job and you do the best you can.
Thank you.
Stay in school. Also stay in school and don't do drugs.
Hi, Nathan. Oh, man, I'm so nervous. Love you. It's been a long time.
Amy, can you see me? You good? Can you
Yes, we can see you. My question has to do with
Comment.
and Spectrum. Kind of going off of what the tall guy was asking you. What if you did a series on Spectrum? You know, is that possible? And is Conman gonna possibly go to TV as opposed to web series?
You know, what's well, there's going to be a season 2 of Con Man. That is a certainty. There's a team of writers working on it now. We're going to bang it out in June. Where could it go in the future? What if one season of Con Man was a season of Spectrum? What if that? You know what I mean? If we could make it look just cheap enough. There was a scene we did. There was a scene we did when we were filming some of the Spectrum scenes, where there's a panel in the wall and it slides up, and I have to go into this Jeffries tube. Remember those? Star Trek? Any nerds? Any nerds? It's great. So I go in this Jeffries. I gotta fix this light thing. There's a light thing there. Every time he tried to raise up this thing, it was on a guitar string because they're clear. So it was on this plastic string, and he went to raise it, and it would go, dong, like a big gag. Okay, so minus the guitar string, but looking like it was pulled on a string. That kind of cheap, the entire Spectrum season. That's my pitch.
Hi, Nathan.
Hi. Whoa. Hey, what?
I'm a big fan.
By the way, I have to tell you guys, by the way, I do a lot of hard work on this technology as far as the FaceTime kind of the camera. I worked out some gags. I want you to try them on mine right now. Hang on. Watch this. How'd that work out? That was all right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm developing a lot of them. I'm also working on one called the head-mounted can, where you go like this. All right, go for it. What's your name, brother?
Jacob. I'm JQ's roommate, and I was wondering if you had some dirt on him.
First of all, who farts the loudest?
What?
Out of you two, who farts the loudest?
Oh, JQ, obviously. You gotta leave the room. You gotta quarantine it.
That's how you establish roommate dominance.
Oh, crap. Can you teach me how to establish roommate dominance? Oh, Nathan.
Can I teach you how to what now?
Establish roommate dominance without farting.
Here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to slice an orange and just hold it in front of your nose there.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Wow, I'm getting all sorts of picture things happening. All right.
I just really like They Live. I'm just a big fan.
That's great.
I've come to... Anyway, I have a theory, and I need it disproved just so I can stop thinking about it. So, you, Gina Torres, Adam Baldwin, and I can't remember if Alan Tudyk were in ODST, LO3 ODST, right?
Yeah, was there too, yeah.
Okay. You and Gina Torres were also in Destiny, you especially in Taken King.
Yes.
When is Bungie making a unification war game? When is it happening?
Ooh.
Just think about it for a second. How great would that be?
That's a really good idea that I'm going to take credit for. We could do a Unification Day war video game. Will be like more of an action adventure down the road. Ready? I love it. I love it, buddy. I can't hear you anymore.
Hey,
How you doing, brother?
I'm
I
doing
like your
okay.
t-shirt.
Yes, thank you. It's a Brown Coast t-shirt. I wanted to ask about Castle, though, since I don't have any other questions about Firefly that haven't already been asked. There are several episodes of Castle that had, like, sci-fi elements, like the live-action laser gun or the guy from the future, who at the end seemed to be proven that he actually was from the future.
Mm-hmm.
Like, to what extent do you see going forward them having sci-fi-ish episodes or actual sci-fi stuff happening?
I'm trying to remember what's next. I mean, we did Aliens, we did Mars Mars Habitat. We did like you said. Oh, we did the Sci-Fi Con episode. So certainly, I mean, if there's some left, how about like Swamp Monster? There's some sci-fi there, right?
Yeah.
We did Bigfoot. I think anything that's far-fetched and can lend itself to a lot of great jokes, that people can enjoy the fact that Castle is kind of steeped in wanting to believe these things. He's very Mulder in that way, isn't he? And almost
Except Beckett's Scully syndrome isn't quite as severe.
Agreed.
Hey Nathan, Darth Sidious, huge fan. Usually I don't get along with smugglers all that well, but you're all right in my book.
Thanks. High praise.
I just wanted to ask you, you've reprised a lot of rules in sci-fi and not so sci-fi experiences, but what was your favorite worlds to exist in?
Oh. That would have to be Firefly, because they, you know what, they did a really good job of making it homey. There was a little living room we had on the ship that was super homey, and we went to other planets. And they did a good job of dressing them up, and it was all this very pioneering kind of a feel. So everything felt earthy and homelike, and sometimes we would have we shot a scene in Firefly where we're all eating steak. We're all real super happy because we're eating steak. We got all the cattle on board, and they called lunch, and we had these steaks in front of us. So a couple of us just sat and ate the steaks in the little living room. Now, if that doesn't feel like home, I mean, come on. Like, I could really escape into, like, this could totally be happening. This could totally be real.
Yes. Also, the Empire was super cool in that show. Just gonna throw that
Hi. So last year you were in some promos for the new Muppet Show, as you were one of Miss Piggy's many suitors, along with William Shatner, actually, over Twitter. And right now, season 2 of that show is a bit up in the air. We're not sure if that's happening yet or not. But if it were to come back, any chance of seeing you as a guest star for an episode?
Certainly a chance. That was a show I grew up on. You guys are too young for that stuff, but then that was the bomb when I was a kid. And big stars, huge stars were on it all the time. It was really cool, and that they are still around and still doing their thing. I'm glad that it's not all my Muppets references aren't lost on an entire generation. That's my generation. You guys don't know how. In my day, we had dial-up. By the time the picture came in that you were downloading, you didn't want to see it anymore. Good question.
Hey, Nathan.
How you doing, brother?
I'm on Surreal, and if Joss were to hand off your number to the Russo brothers or any of the other directors doing MCU movies, is there a certain superhero you would want them to cast you as?
Well, we're fast running out of superheroes. It's happening, guys.
Yeah, we are.
But, has anybody read the comic book series Old Man Logan?
Yeah.
Okay, so the whole idea about every hero has got 50 villains, and if they'd only just get organized, they could really do a number on these guys. So they departmentalize, and they go specialize, and they take out all the heroes, and they take over the entirety of the United States, and culture changes, and it's awful. Anyway, I would do a villain in a heartbeat. There's so many of them. Why not give me a villain? I could do that. I could do it.
Second question: do the writers tell you way in advance that you're going to do a Firefly reference in any Castle episodes that they put a Firefly reference into, or do they just spring it on you with the script?
Well, the scripts they kind of spring on us too. It used to be a game where they'd hand it to you super duper early. That's what they all talk about in the old days. All the scripts were already written, but we get ours the day before we start filming them. So it's a surprise when you usually get the script. It's nothing like they want to go. I mean, it's always a pleasant surprise. It's always a pleasant surprise. I don't look at it and go, I'm not doing this. Tell me the minutes.
All right, thank you.
Now, tell me, what function does the arm serve? Is it simply zombie apocalypse protection?
No, it's a mechanical arm. It's supposed to have holograms on the tip, but I'm obviously not enough of an electro-engineer to do that.
I see. Okay. Well, let's get on it and call me and give me one when you're done.
Hi, I'm Jenny.
I love your outfit. How much does this thing weigh?
Too much, and it's really clunky, and my arm's too small for it.
You're gonna have an overdeveloped left arm. You're gonna be this mess.
I know, I'm just gonna reach up to wave to someone and smack the person behind me. I live in constant fear of that.
Yeah.
But anyway, So, first of all, thank you so much for doing this. I'm like super excited to finally talk to you. Wow, so much so I forgot my question. Oh, of all the roles you have played, what was your least favorite and why?
What was my least favorite? I know there are jobs I didn't do a very good job of. So I think those ones that I'm not like super duper proud of maybe aren't my favorite, because I don't want to revisit them, nor do I want anyone else to. But as far as the experience filming it, I don't remember any that I would rather do without. I think they're all kind of cool in some way. Maybe some experiences, people are a little friendlier than others. Sometimes I think people are a little guarded, but that's just any job you go to when you're new kid on the block. You know.
Yeah. Thank you.
Love your outfit.
Hi,
Hey there.
I'm Camille, and I'm Canadian, and I know that you're Canadian.
It's
So
true,
I
guys.
wanted-
By the way, everybody, hold up. I'm Canadian, so you're welcome.
It's great. So what do you think of Justin Trudeau?
I met Justin Trudeau at a charity event a long time ago. He was in politics, but he was by no means in the running for prime minister.
Right.
American prime ministers are presidents. Very important office.
Mm-hmm.
So we super cool guy. I think he's an amazing prime minister. I think our country needs a change, and I think Prime Minister Trudeau is the way to go.
Cool. Thanks.
Thanks.
Hi, Nathan. I'm Justin. And we've got
Justin Trudeau.
No. I am not the Prime Minister of any nation. So I run the club. That's about it. Yeah.
Oh, nicely done.
So if you were to put together your dream cast and dream director for any job, who do you think would be on it?
Living or dead?
Yeah, living or dead.
Then I would pick everyone dead, because no one had ever had them all in one movie before, and it would be bound to get an Oscar. And
All right. Hey, thank you. Looks like we've lost video connection.
hang on.
You guys want to?
Sorry, I'm right here.
Okay. Oh, there you are. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Hi, Ryan, and I know there's a lot of Firefly kind of merchandise. I've seen the role-playing game, the tabletop game. What I want to know is, have you tried any of that stuff? Any of the kind of games around what you're in, and what were your experiences like?
I'm not any good at those role-playing games. I think it takes a certain level of tracking in your mind, tracking how things are going, that I kind of lack, fall apart. I do play the video games I make, and I have signed a lot of the board games, but I haven't tried them yet.
All right, thanks.
Hi, Cheyenne Price. I got a question about Castle, because that was actually the first time I ever saw it, and then I started watching Firefly with my dad, because he's a huge fan of Firefly. And what was actually your favorite episode of Castle, and how did you get the role?
My favorite episode of Castle.
Last video.
Sorry, guys. It's all right. Cool. I got you. Don't worry. When a call comes in, it cuts out video. That's what you'll learn. All right. Do you have me now?
Yep.
Cool. I missed you guys. It's nice to see you. My favorite episode of Castle, the Indiana. He does an Indiana Jones reference, and this is an early episode. He gets a curse. He gets mummy juice and his mummy dust in his mouth. He's like he breathes in this ancient mummy, and they go, "Man, that's a big old curse going on you." And then just terrible things happen to Castle. And I learned early on, it's very hard to make people laugh, but it's very easy to let people laugh at you. That's, I think, the secret to playing a character like Castle or being charming. Anytime Castle looks super duper cool, you kick him in the nuts. Yeah, that's the secret. That's the Castle secret. So that's my favorite. And then how did I get the job? I was on Desperate Housewives, and I had to deal with ABC, and they gave me a stack of scripts, and I found the Castle script, and I said, oh my God, this would be so much fun. I had a meeting with the producers. They came to my trailer when I was at work on Desperate Housewives. On Desperate Housewives, I was wearing white pants and pastel-colored striped golf shirts, and my hair was all very soft, and I was very namby-pamby on that show, and I said, ignore all this. I'm actually quite cool, and I know exactly what to do to play this character. I'm your guy. Stop looking. Done deal.
Thank you.
That's what I did. First of all, what did you do to your foot?
So Castle was coming on. There was only like 2 seats left, so I was diving for it and I broke my ankle.
Perfectly acceptable.
So 2 questions for you. The first one is, who do you identify, like which character do you identify yourself being the most like related to?
Of the characters I've played?
Mm-hmm.
Across the board or any one particular show? Any character at all?
Any character. Okay. And it's okay if you don't have the right answer, because we'll never know.
I think my life is very much an adventure, and I have a lot of fun on it, and I'm just having a great time, and I get to do really cool things all the time, and I'm always geeking out and meeting cool people. In that way, my life is very much like Richard Castle's life. I'm having a good day. My worst day is a pretty good day. I'm having a lot of fun. It's a neat adventure I'm on.
Oh, that's so
I think
great.
that's kind of Richard Castle's life. The guy I wish I was, I wish I was as cool as Malcolm Reynolds. That's all there is to it. But I'm not all haunted and brooding. And he was a dark guy, man. He could find, he would lift his spirits once in a while, but with like a bar fight that he lost. Like, ooh.
And then my second question for you is, there's a room here full of 20-something-year-olds. Being where you are today, what do you know now that you wish you would have known when you were 20 years old?
What do I know now that I wished I would have known when I was 20? Wow, man. No, I mean, I'm trying to think of the kind of person I was when I was 20. I was a very young 20. When I was 22, I was 22, and I moved away to New York City, and I had a lot of kind of culture shock. But that city, and just kind of being away that far away from family in a different country, a different culture. And life is great. I think life is great. I think you have to make choices you can always be proud of. And one of those choices is you have to choose to be happy. How you react to things can't be what controls you. You have to be able to control how you react to things. And if you can find something you love to do and do it, it's a big part of it right there. Oh, and never date someone you work with.
What was that?
Never date someone.
Oh, perfect. Thank you so much.
Unless you're JQ's parents, in which case it worked out really well.
Hi, I'm Sarah. My question is, are you planning on having any more Firefly guest stars on Castle?
Yes.
Any more specific than that?
Oh, okay, yes, all right. Yeah, the next person on Castle is going to be Jewel State. She came and did an episode for us. So the only guys we have left are Alan, Ron, and Sean, and Morena. But Morena's in New York now, so that might be a difficult one. She's in New York and she's got 2 little kids, so that's a little tough one. But we're almost there. We've almost got the whole cast.
Hi, Nathan and Tracy. And we were going to see you down at the Philadelphia convention back in June.
Okay, you're gonna what now? Because I can barely hear you. Sorry, dear.
See you at the Philadelphia convention down.
The Philadelphia convention.
Yes, but you had foot surgery. How's your foot?
That was, oh, you know what? Okay, so here's a story for you. It had a little bump on my bone. It was a little piece of broken bone right on the top of my foot. So they dug it out. It grew back, guys.
Alien. So how's your foot doing now?
I am totally, without the ugly face, Deadpool. I can barely hear you. I'm so sorry, Angel.
Can I get a picture taken with you right now?
Yes, absolutely. Let's do this.
Okay, I'll go over here to the screen.
Okay.
Is that okay?
This side? Work? Did we do it?
Thank you very much.
All right. I'm glad that worked.
Hey, Nathan.
Thank you.
Hey, I have a question regarding props usage. I know you have a lot of favorite props in your house, but what was your least favorite prop to work with from any show you went to?
Spacesuit. Spacesuit, spacesuit, spacesuit. Guys, there's nothing pleasant about a spacesuit.
Did you keep it?
Did I keep it?
Yeah.
No, if I could have, I would have burned it. Tell you a story about spacesuits. They have to go on in pieces. It's uncomfortable. It's heavy. It's so sweaty inside. It's got ours had all this armor on it, so it's heavy. I think they stole ours from Universal Soldier. If you ever watch an old Kurt Russell movie called Universal Soldier, that was just Soldier. Just Soldier. Yeah, just Soldier. It super duper unpleasant, and then you got to put on this mask, this big helmet. Now you're kind of clonking your head in there, and you can't see where you're going, and the boots are heavy, and you're sweating in it. And then they put a fan on in the back to keep you cool, but you can't hear a thing. And now they got lights in it, and they're shining in your eyes, and you got to do this and do this, but you can't see anything. So one day I was wearing this spacesuit, and the prop cart had a monkey on it, this little monkey, toy monkey. If you tugged on him, he'd go, beep, 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 beep. And I kept hearing it. And I was wearing a spacesuit, and I was in a cranky mood, and I was not having it. So I grabbed the monkey when no one was looking, and I shoved him down my spacesuit. Just a little addendum on this story, just to, so I'm not kind of whining, oh, I got to be on a space show. My workday started in the afternoon. Sean Marr was working in the morning. I had to wear the same spacesuit he wore in the morning. And he hands it to me, all sweaty, and he says, sorry. Like, what he gonna do? He can't do anything about it. Like, I'm just kind of looking at this thing going, So I'm getting into it. We sprayed it with whatever, I don't know what you spray in bowling shoes, some Lysol in there. And I'm climbing into this thing, I'm like, ooh. So that was my day, all right? So I swiped the monkey and I put him down my spacesuit. I give him to my parents who are visiting, and they're gonna drive back to Canada the long way. And they have to take photos of the monkey in different spots. and I send a note to the prop department saying that I've got his monkey hostage. And he better not mess up. Just follow my instructions. I cut that monkey's thumb off and taped it to the note. So that you know, that's how much I hated a spacesuit. I would cut a monkey toy's thumb off. Out of control.
Thank you.
Hi, Nathan.
Hi.
I have a question for you. I imagine that after not working for a year, it was an incredibly humbling experience watching your savings go down, living off of a credit card. I was just wondering if there's any philanthropy or charitable organizations that you're passionate about. How do you give back?
I have a wonderful friend that I am actually visiting right now in Seattle. She keeps me on track with some really great charities. Her name is Michelle Chapman, and she introduced me to a really cool charity. She helps me out that Alyssa Milano actually introduced me to in the beginning, and then Michelle got me involved, called Charity Water, where we're building wells in other countries. So we tweet things and we raffle off like I'll take somebody to lunch. I'll fly them to Los Angeles and take them to lunch if they put $10 into this charity. So we have a big raffle and it's great. We raised a lot of money. We built a lot of wells in communities that have no clean water. So every once in a while they'll send you photos of people with like posters going, "Thank you," written on garbage, by the way, going, "Woohoo, thank you, we got clean water." I mean, it's a good feeling, but you feel bad that the luxuries we have and they don't have water. So I do that, and I do another charity called Kusawera, helping out build a community for kids in a little community center in Malawi in Africa. Do kids need to read, which is getting books into libraries that are underfunded. We do lots of stuff. It's a lot of fun. Operation Smile we do with Nerd HQ every year, raising a lot of money. It's so easy to do now because of social media and the way everybody's interconnected. And you know, I know it's not easy being a student and it's hard, but when you look at a dollar and go, I can live without this dollar. When a lot of people do that, that's a lot of money that can actually affect some change. It's really cool to do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hi, Nathan.
Hey.
Alex, big fan. You've heard the spiel how many times today? In Dr. Horrible, you had a very large singing role. How well do you think, or what are the chances of seeing you in another large singing role in the future? Would you want to go back to a singing production?
Well, certainly we do another Dr. Horrible. I would love to do that. Somebody asked me if I would do Broadway, and I'm trying to imagine if I'm like Joe and Jay in America, and I'm saving up my money for a big trip to New York City, and I'm going to buy tickets to a Broadway show, and I go and I see Nathan Fillion sing, and I go, I would rather leave that to trained professionals who are really, really good at their job. But what I can carry a tune in a bucket. I won't complain too much yet, but we'll see what happens. I used to be a karaoke host. How old are you, brother?
23.
Yeah, when I was a little younger than you, I was a karaoke host. I used to go to a bar, hook machines into their camera, their TV and audio system, and I'd get a microphone and go, "Hey, everybody, it's time to sing." and every guy there with his girlfriend, and he doesn't want to sing a duet with that girl, I got to sing the duet with her.
Oh.
Sometimes they're really great. I've done summer nights, some really good times a couple times. That's Grease, guys. Come on.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Chris. I just was curious, all the Versus movies coming out, we have Batman v Superman, you have Captain America Civil War. Going back, you have like the AVP movies. if all of the characters you've ever played pitted up against each other in some hypothetical fight, who do you think would win?
Wow. Okay. I've been Green Lantern in the animated series. He's pretty powerful. Malcolm Reynolds is nobody fool, but a power ring, I mean, you're no match. You're no match for that guy. Captain Hammer, however, would probably win. You know what I mean? He'd probably win by accident. Like, he'd probably try to kill him. He's too dumb to die. Probably Captain Hammer.
Thank you.
You bet. You know what Captain Hammer would say to Green Lantern? He'd say, I think jewelry is for girls.
Hi, my name is Emily. I'm also from Seattle, so it's exciting to find out that that's where you are right now. So, my question is, oh goodness, you're gonna make me cry.
I can see my house. What was that last? It sounded great because everybody laughed, but I missed it. What was it?
I said I could send my family after you now because I know where you are in Seattle.
I lost you again. I'm gonna say it again, and you have to say it like super loud.
I can send my family after you now.
Yes, well, because you triangulated where I am by what you saw outside of the buildings. You said, he's on the 18th floor of that hotel.
Yes. Okay.
Oops,
So
I said it.
So I know you do a lot of work with Neil Patrick Harris, whether it's like Muppets or Dr. Horrible sing-along blocks. So I was just curious what your favorite moment with Neil was.
My favorite moment with Neil. Neil is very, very good at his job. He's really a pleasure to watch. I think his greatest flaw is that he's distracting in how good he is, because you can really get lost in a moment watching him do what he does. If you're not paying attention, you go, oh, I forgot my line because I was supposed to say something after he did that great job. I would think we had a nice face-to-face confrontation in Dr. Horrible that I enjoy watching him suffer. I enjoy watching him fail. Like, that's fun to do. It's fun to laugh at somebody. And in our Dr. Horrible, we know that these are not the Hammer. That's his reactions are priceless, and what sold that moment.
Are you going to be at Nerd HQ this year, by the way?
I sure hope so. Yeah, I haven't heard it. Haven't heard anything official, but this is about the time of year they start getting into organizing it again. So I'm sure I'll hear something soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi Nathan, I'm Jonathan, big fan. I know you guest starred on a couple episodes of Gravity Falls.
Yes.
I was wondering what your experience working with that crew was like. Like that show.
First of all, when I got the offer, I say, that's the show Jason Ritter is doing. And I knew he was doing that. And then I looked it up, and there's another girl I like on that show. And I think, oh, she's really good. And then, oh, he's doing the voice for, I got to check this out. Let me just see. And I started watching Gravity Falls. Cartoons when I was a kid really sucked. And they were cartoons, and I wanted to love them. I had a problem with every cartoon I watched, except Batfink. I thought that was a pretty satisfactory experience. But I always had like the old Spider-Man. We had Spider-Man cartoons, and he would swing over the city, but the buildings would be below him, and he'd be up in the clouds, and he'd be swinging in the. You can't swing in the clouds, and the physics wasn't right. He wasn't going far enough forward because the webs are going too fast backwards. Guys, it's not really. That's even my, I don't know. Gravity Falls is a story that's really kind of kooky. And the more you learn about this little town, the more everything starts to fit together. And everybody's got a history that's so wonky. Oh, there's a reason that lady has a lazy eye. Like, great stuff like that. It's satisfying. To have a piece of something I think is fun and funky, I love that stuff. They're great people over there. They're super excited to be doing a fun show.
That's really cool. Thank you.
Good. Is there no one behind you? Is this the last question?
Okay, I'm the last one, so I'm really feeling the pressure right now. So my question actually relies upon you being familiar with the series you're not in. Are you familiar with the series Chuck?
Yeah, I didn't watch it all the time, but I am familiar with it, yes.
Okay, yeah. I mean, you've worked with some of the stars on it. So anyways, my question for you is, who do you think is more charming, Richard Castle or Chuck Bartowski?
Richard Castle, easy question.
Come on, really think about it.
He's
not saying you're wrong.
He's charming in a bumbling way. He's charming because he has no confidence and because he's just, you root for the guy. But come on, man, charming.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right.
So, thank you so very much for came and to our special guest.
Guys, this has been a lot of fun. I want to tell you, you're at a great point in time in your life where everything's ahead of you. You got the world by the tail, honestly. Never forget, you'll never go wrong if you listen to this advice. And it'll work every time.
On behalf of Star and everyone here at StarFest, we'd like to thank you. We'd like to thank Marilyn and Michelle for all of their help. The planning went by really easily. Everything was great. And we would love so very much to send you a thank you. And we want to send you your very own Star t-shirt. It looks just like this.
Perfect. I'm a large.
You can't see it.
Oh, yeah. It looks like this. But with a much prettier face on it.
Nice. Nice.
So we would love to send you that.
It off.
But thank you so much. Thank you to Marilyn. Thank you to Michelle. And thanks to you guys who came. All right. Well, thank you. And this is it from Star, but we appreciate it so very much.
Thank you, Nathan.